Hello and welcome to Waynesburg Wheels, the show that puts you in the driver's seat of cars here in Waynesburg and so much more. This episode is a very special one, not only because of the great car news that we're showing, but also because of our great feature. This week we had the opportunity to race at the Flashlight Drag Races here in Waynesburg. I pushed my very own car to the limits in each race that I participated in. Welcome to the Flashlight Drag Races, a street-legal, family-friendly drag race event that has been consistently pulling off shows here in the Waynesburg area. This event gives people the chance to show off their cars in a safe, legal way. No car is excluded to race as long as your car meets the many safety requirements listed on the website, flashlightdragraces.com.
Beautiful.
Andrew is the first on the scene to check out some of these cars.
How a guy fits in a car that small. I'm huge. How do people fit in a car this small? That's what I would like to know. He looks like he's got a lot of custom work. You can see here he's tinted down the windshield lights and put up new rims. Yeah, I'd love to. Wow, this is nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. What kind of engine you got in?
4.6.
All right.
We put the program in.
Everybody was more than willing to talk to us about the countless hours of work that they put into their cars. You can sense a real notion of pride and joy, and especially their eagerness to race.
It'll be an exciting day here at the airport. It's really nice to see that this airport is being turned into a drag race stadium. You know, you can see all these different, like there's cops walking around, we got people sweeping up the road, putting up cones. It's a really good day.
While Andy was still busy conversing with the other drivers, I was able to snag a quick interview with another driver by the name of Carl. So I'm here with Carl and his Dodge Challenger. Now, what year is this, Carl?
It's a 2014.
2014, wow, so it's really new. Can you tell us a little bit about the engine that's packing?
The engine is a 5.7 liter Hemi.
Wow.
And I've had a supercharger installed on it this year. That's a new addition.
Which is the supercharger? Is it this thing right here?
That is called a Pro Charger.
Wow.
That gives it about 140 more horsepower.
It's literally my car right there in that little silver box. That's so amazing. Wow. Just walking around today, I've seen about 50 other Mustangs. Are you worried about the competition? Because you're one of the very few Dodge Challengers that have showed up today.
Well, those Mustang guys are pretty serious.
Yeah.
I'm not probably going to beat too many Mustangs today, but we're just here to have a good time.
That's good. That's right. Good time. That's all that matters. Yeah. Are you excited about the race?
Absolutely. We've had a bad season this year. It's rained and got rained out several times, so we have a beautiful day today, and there'll be no lights behind me when I get down that track.
Good. Although there is a cop car here, so but I think they're just here to watch.
That's correct.
Which is good, because I've been pulled over 4 different times, so it'll be nice not to have the lights behind me
That's
either.
never a good thing.
No, it's not good for the insurance either.
You're correct.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good luck in the race.
Thank you.
I hope we do get to race. I mean, you'll win by far.
I'll give you a head start.
I'll have a nice view behind you the whole time.
There you go.
I definitely think that car is going to beat Kenny's. I definitely think this truck could beat Kenny. And I definitely think anything here could probably beat Kenny. Because all of these cars here have done more work than Kenny. Yeah, Kenny's right here. Right now all these cars are lining up and getting registered, and then they're going to pull around and get back in line again to start racing once they have their drivers meeting. That car is going to beat Kenny.
At the mandatory drivers meeting, I had my first realization of what I was in for. The coordinator of the event constantly reminded everybody about safety and the possible dangers of street legal drag racing. Not to mention, I still didn't have a clear idea on how the drag race worked with the drivers who had no prior drag racing experience. That 1980s Oldsmobile just beat that brand new Cadillac. I'm screwed. Deeply screwed. So just to share with you what I'm driving. Like right now I'm behind a Corvette. I'm in front of a Firebird. There's 10,000 Mustangs here. There's so many Mitsubishi Evos, and then there's a Chevy Silverado there. My car is a 2009 Hyundai Elantra. Has 157,000 miles, just under a half a tank of gas. It's been in several accidents. I've gone off-roading with it. I've driven it through New York City. I've driven it up to Maine. I've driven it all over Ohio and all over Pennsylvania. And now I'm drag racing it. This is a first. Legal drag racing. I've raced it before. The other people didn't know I was racing them, but I raced other people before. And this is what I'm doing now. Wow. There's a souped up truck. I don't know if you can hear the engine noises. I can feel them. I can definitely feel them. Feel them in my soul, my poor scared little soul. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my gosh. Oh, let's see if he recognizes me. Look, I got a few looks. Might be the Dodge that's behind me. Unexpectedly, I was able to catch up with an old friend that I met earlier that day. I remember him. Come on, Carl. Come on. Catch up. All right, I get to race him. It's a dream come true. He's so cool. Wow. So this is actually his 2014 Dodge Challenger. He has, I think it's packing 700 to 800 horsepower. I just realized that a lot. That's a lot. He just put on a turbocharger, power something, and it's alone, just that charger, that is packing 140 horsepower. 2 more than my car has. That's just the supercharger. My whole engine is 140 horsepower.
Do a burnout.
I don't know how. Do you just hit the gas?
Brake and the gas
At the same time. Yeah. Yeah. I tried. All right, here we go. Here we go, going against Carl. Yeah! He's winning. He's really far up there. Ooh, 40 miles an hour. 55 miles an hour. 65. Cross the line, 65 miles an hour. Yeah. Carl was probably doing over 100. Oh boy. Jesus, there's more people coming down the track already. And indeed they did. Even though I lost miserably to a car that I could not have possibly beaten, throughout the rest of the day, hundreds of cars came barreling down that 1/8 stretch of a mile. Everything from Firebirds to Mustangs and even pickup trucks were able to show their roar. At the Flashlight Drag Race, it seemed every car was created equally to race. And that's why it was the perfect opportunity for me to race against the mighty Mustangs and the turbo-crazed Challengers. There was a feeling of fulfillment in watching these proud cars tear up the track.
How was that?
I lost every single one.
Yeah,
but it was so much fun. Like, nobody cares on the track. Like, if you have a, I mean, yeah, they do. They care if you have a powerful car, but they didn't care about mine.
Yeah,
I mean,
clearly.
people during the driver's meeting, they all laughed when Paul mentioned I was driving a Hyundai Elantra. Every single one of them. But it was worth it. I would do it again and again and again. It was so much fun. What's going now?
The F-150 that beats your butt?
No, that's a Dodge, and that's a Mustang. Look at how fast. I would cross the finish line at 70 miles an hour, and the other people would already be turning the back or the bottom of the track here. I want to drive
like
a faster
100.
car. Yeah.
And you were going 70. But hey, I mean, this was a lot of fun. Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was worth
you
it.
Blew out your engine at any point?
Probably. My parents are going to be really mad when they find out what I've done today.
Everybody felt at home. It didn't matter who you are or what level of interest you had in your vehicle. All that mattered was you were able to relax, hang around with friends and family, and most importantly, watch these amazing feats of machinery do what they were made to do. From the wise words of Ferrari founder Enzo Ferrari, what's behind you doesn't matter.
So, I think I already said this in the video that we just watched, but that was probably the most fun that I have had in a very long time. Best October ever. Did we do it in October? We did it in October. Yeah. The best part is my parents just found out that I drag race my car, and they're not too happy. But hey, you know what? We live and learn, and I'm sure they'll still love me. We just got to make sure the insurance company doesn't find out, so we're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but from what I heard from you guys, even though I couldn't be there, it looked like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's right, you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
You were no show.
I did not appear in the video at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering.
There's Grant.
Yeah.
Yep. And world, we are now introducing two new co-hosts. This is Grant, and this is Andrew. They are joining the Waynesburg Wheels team because we're great. And now for the news.
All right, guys. So my topic for this week is just kind of some of the things that went on at the SEMA show this week. And for you guys that might not know what the SEMA show is,
I don't.
It is one of the world's largest car shows in Las Vegas. It just concluded. It was November 2nd through the 5th, and it is the largest specialty products trade show in the world. It stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association. And during also that week in Vegas, there's other events going on. As a part of the Automotive Aftermarket Industry Week. And the SEMA show, basically they have 5 exhibit halls of different features, like collision repair, tools and equipment, hot rod alley, racing and performance, to Global Tire Expo, so the tires from all over the world and wheels and different performance and stuff like that. Unfortunately, SEMA is not open to the general public, which means we can't go. Yeah.
So I couldn't buy a ticket and go?
No. Unfortunately, because it just has to do with like auto innovators and auto manufacturers and different garage companies and stuff like that. So they just
broadcast it then?
Not necessarily. No, they don't broadcast it. They have certain events that go on.
Sounds like a
that
secret organization.
They might put online, but it's just a car. It's a car show. It's an exhibition hall type thing. Unfortunately, this year, U.S. Marshals busted 6 Chinese vendors for selling counterfeit Jeep parts. And so now these Chinese companies have to serve subpoenas and other sort of fines they have to pay. The one brand that picked up on it was the Onyx ADA, spotted these so-called legal Jeep parts at one of the shows. The perpetrator was Unity 4-wheel drive accessories companies out of China. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name of the city.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately.
okay.
But so now Onyx ADA has to go forward with this legal action and appear in a U.S. court in about 3 weeks just to work out some things. This isn't the first time we've seen counterfeit parts from China or even counterfeit anything from China, unfortunately. So this is just another example of people trying to make cheap knockoff parts, and then sometimes you even run into safety malfunctions with these knockoff parts. But mostly it was just because of, like, some of the examples that I read online were just kind of some other kind of knockoff, like cosmetic looks and stuff like that. Additions, grills, stuff like that, unfortunately. But it's kind of sad to see that people are knockoff parts.
China can be so innovative, like what we talked about earlier with the self-driving cars and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like there's no in between for them at points. It's either they're super innovative or all they do is just straight up copy things. Like I mean, with the car things you talked about, they're not only doing car parts for SEMA and whatnot, but they've also like done straight up cars. Like they have an F-150, a truck that literally looks like an F-150. But it has a different oval badge on the front of it, and they're like, it's not an F-150 because it doesn't say Ford on the front of it. But you know, the Ford Motor Company's like, but it is. It's an F-150. You can't be doing stuff like that.
So then you run into copyright laws and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So on to the next story, which is about. Speaking of Jeep, we're now talking about Chrysler, which is part of the Fiat Chrysler Corporation. And we actually just received some news that there's a big rumor out there that Chrysler is going to kill off the Chrysler 300.
That's unfortunate.
So not only in the past few months have we seen them basically, come out and say we're getting rid of the Chrysler 200, but they're now getting rid of the Chrysler 300, which means they will have one Chrysler product on the American market, which is the Chrysler Pacifica, which is a killer minivan. I mean, that is an awesome minivan. If I don't have a family or anything, but I'd probably buy the Chrysler Pacifica. But the Chrysler 300 is the flagship sedan for the motor company. And they're just going to be like, nope, we're cutting it because there are no plans for when they redesign the Dodge Charger. There's no plans for a Chrysler 300 in the future. So this is also pointing to to Fiat completely phasing out Chrysler, which is even more upsetting for us because we spent all of that money trying to bail them out.
Yeah, trying to save them.
Right, and then they ended up going under anyways, and then Fiat bought them, and now they're getting rid of the Chrysler name all in general, which is totally upsetting because this is one of America's greats.
Yeah, I like the Chrysler 300s. They're pretty beefy, scary looking cars. Drove pretty fast. There's actually one of my friends here on campus still drives one. I'm like, so nice to see.
Yeah, a lot of chrome. They always have chrome.
Very nice.
Chrome everything. Why not?
Yeah.
Just chrome cars.
I like to call them the cheap man's Rolls Royce.
Yes. That's actually
because that's kind of what they look like.
Yeah, and actually for one of the design features for the Chrysler 300, they actually reached out to the public and they're like, what do you want to see on the Chrysler 300 again? And the public people, they're like, we just want a big grille. Like you took that away, you made the grille smaller and smaller and smaller throughout the years. We just want a big grille again, something that's menacing when we drive down the street in our suburbs and whatnot. So Chrysler slapped a big grille on the front of it. And I sat in one of these Chrysler 300s at the Pittsburgh Auto Show last year, and it was an awesome car. Like I'm really sad that we're not going to have it in the future. Well, possibly not have it. Who knows? They could change their mind. But
So.
yes. Now on to the next story.
Andrew.
Yeah, okay, so basically Ferrari has come out and announced that basically what they want to do in the future is make all of their upcoming cars
All of them.
hybrids.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
All of them. Like sports
interesting.
cars or motorcycle, like everything.
That's getting rid of so much nostalgia, though, for the company. That's
out of Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even said there's been many comments like of people getting upset that it takes away a lot of the customization
Right.
of it because now
the sound,
the
feeling.
the feeling, the sound, like everything's getting going to be gone because they're going hybrid.
Speed is probably still going to be there, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's ways you can mess with
Oh
hybrid
yeah,
engines.
yeah.
You take out the nice loud.
Yeah.
Ferrari sound.
There's no way to add different like a supercharger or anything to it.
Yeah, there's no way to soup it up. Oh, that's such a shame. But there's a lot of also companies here in America doing that. Like the Chrysler Corporation is making all of their trucks hybrids in the future.
Yeah.
So maybe the car companies know something, that we're going to run out of fuel or something. So they're like, oh, we have to make hybrid cars.
I think people are just looking for cheaper alternatives. But
Yeah.
I'd rather jump in a Ferrari if I ever had the chance to. That's
Yeah.
gas powered and just
Yeah.
speed wobbles.
Just drive
Just drive.
non-stop.
There's something about a V8 or a V10 or 12 sitting
Yeah.
behind you if it's a mid-engine car. That's just
Scary.
absolutely thrilling or scary, whatever way that you would like to see it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, next story. All right, so back to SEMA for a little bit.
Sure that matters.
Chevy has introduced the Chevy Colorado ZH2. This is one of the first hydrogen-powered cars built by Chevrolet. Yes, I said hydrogen. GM is actually celebrating the 50th anniversary of the hydrogen fuel cell-powered 1966 GM Electrovan. This is the first known application for a hydrogen-powered car ever.
Really?
Yeah, so then Chevy has kind of reworked it. It actually has about 180 horsepower and then a 236 foot-pounds of torque electric motor, which is extremely powerful. And you can get about, you can go a little over 60 miles an hour on a 140-mile range of about 9.3 pounds of hydrogen, of what I was able to read. Wow. It produces water, obviously. So then there's ways to recycle that water through electrification. And
yeah, I have so many questions. How does a hydrogen engine work? Is it an engine?
It's a hydrogen fuel cell. So you put hydrogen in, it goes through an electrification process, and then you go, basically. I'm not exactly sure on it. The article that I found was kind of vague in how it was written. Some of the terminology I didn't exactly understand, which is unfortunate. But this truck looks really cool.
It does look cool.
It actually looks like something that the military would be using, or something out of like Halo or video game, just because of the looks of it. But it actually will be out on a test drive tour with all the major branches of the military, and then it will go to the Army's Tank Automotive Research, Development, and Engineering Center for other testing to see how well it does, kind of in different situations. But it's a cool looking truck.
It'd be even cooler if it was gas.
It would be
diesel
cool.
powered, even. Yeah.
But I think it's
yeah.
But again,
Water.
hydrogen, that's pretty cool, and it's fairly cheap to a point. Hydrogen, yeah.
Well, it won't be when it first comes out.
Yeah, true. But
yeah, how
I
would
mean,
you? Would you just get out a bottle of water and put it in the?
I
Is
don't think
there is there a tank?
I don't think.
Where
it's
do you
that
put it?
simple. However,
Is there a
it works-
gas cap?
From what I was able to figure out, there's 3 cylindrical tanks in the front of the bed area that hold the hydrogen.
So it's taking
in
up
them.
bed space already.
Not necessarily. I mean,
my
it's not a
goodness.
whole lot of bed space either.
Wow.
I mean, still, I mean, if I could drive a hydrogen-powered truck, I think I would.
I would definitely take diesel.
I mean, I would too, but at
Might be the
same
way of the
time,
future, but nah.
No, but for right now, hey, Chevy's doing some cool stuff
Yeah,
at SEMA. So
I guess so.
yeah, if you guys want to find out any more about the SEMA stuff that went on this week, go ahead and just jump online, go to SEMA.com and read up. So
Thank you, SEMA.
Yeah.
Still not sure what it is. I'm not a person who soups up my cars, so
I mean,
it's completely news to me.
Chevy Cobalt and that thing does
That's
not
upsetting.
soup up at all.
No. But on to the next news story. That's the end.
Wow, that's a great news story. I love that one.
wow, black screens.
So thanks for watching the news. We'll be right back. So thank you so much for joining us tonight and watching Waynesburg Wheels, the show that puts you in the driver's seat of cars here in Waynesburg, and so much more. Have a great evening.
Do you remember getting kicked up by that Firebird? In
Kicked
the
up?
350? Yeah.
Kicked up? Yeah, I remember getting kicked up by all of the cars that I've raced because I have a 4-cylinder Hyundai.
You got
I don't
crushed.
care.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
still-
I think it was embarrassing getting beat up by the F-150, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what did you think I was going to win? I couldn't even do a
No.
burnout.
I really wanted to see you try a burnout, though.
Yeah, I did too, but it doesn't work in a car like that.
I still can't get past the fact that you don't know what the SEMA show is.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.